Do you want to be able to do this to Gnar?
Good. I'll see you pay for what you've done.
Fuck.
Let's settle this.
I meant, do you want to be able to do this to Gnar?
Good. I'll see you pay for what you've done. I failed. Oh no.
Hell, I even missed the timing up on that one. So, you want to know how to kill this annoying piece of shit, or any other annoying piece of shit in this game that you're just struggling with daily? Well, thank God you scrolled upon this video, because I've got the exact build here that can do that, and the exact strategy to annihilate a boss's health bar. So let's start with the chest armor. This is pretty much centered around the Berserker Cuirass and the Helheim buff, but I'll get into that later. The Soulless Warrior perk, which we get from the Berserker Cuirass, is absolutely amazing. If you want to know any more about it, read the description there. Pause the video. Same goes here for the Lunda buff. This increases our melee attacks against poison enemies by 40%, which is ridiculous. But not only that, these three pieces of armor all increase runic, luck, and this increases vitality and strength, which is really nice too. But they all increase runic and luck, which is perfect because that means that we're getting enough amount of points into those two stats to benefit enough from these two sets, enchantment sets, which is going to boost our damage output by insane amounts. And that is why we're using the Helheim set, because we have a lot of vitality room to spare here. We can chuck on all of the vitality attachments for our axe, blades, and spear. You can even rock the Stonewall Shield, which gives us vitality, which is just amazing. But the reason why we don't do this for the shield attachment is because we are putting too many stat points into the wrong stats here, because if we put any more into luck, vitality, or runic, we're not going to get the same amount of damage increase that we would if we put more into strength, because without the Rod of Purification here, as it shows, we would not be near 600 strength. Every build that is good it has to be around 600 strength, because otherwise that means that you're most likely putting way too many stat points into the wrong stats, and that means you're going to get a lot less damage out of those stats. So you need to be having a nice overall amount of stat input in everything, which is why we have the Rod of Purification here and not, say, the Rod of Restoration. Now, we're using the Valor Spartan Rage mainly because of that strength increase when we parry with the Valor Rage. Every other Spartan Rage just doesn't increase our damage output, so we don't use them. Wrath does increase momentum, though, which is nice, but it's not needed here. I figured out a strategy that just gives us momentum anyway, and it does not affect the build. For the Relic, we're using the Hilt of Skofnung specifically on Gnar, and mainly Gnar only, because it just it stun locks her pretty much. As long as she's like near a corner or pretty much up against the corner, she cannot move. And there was no need for the Realm Shift, as this lasts way longer, or pretty much, or slightly longer at least. And it starts after we start our damaging combo with the blades. So we're getting increased damage with the hilt. We're getting increased duration of stunlock with the hilt, which means more damage, which is why it's way better than the hilt of Hafod, if that's how you say it, or the Realm Shift hilt. But otherwise, if you're fighting, say, the king, then you're definitely going to need the Realm Shift, because he will just fly away instantly with them. You cannot stunlock that guy. The only thing that keeps him still is a Realm Shift, which is just insane. But anyway, we've gone over all the attachments, the Spartan Rage, the Relic, the armor, the amulet. Now let's go over the skills. Our main damage output, what we're going to be using, is the Chaotic Rampage set. This is probably the strongest, the strongest like combo you could use to defeat a boss with the blades. It's just absolutely insane, and you will see that very soon. But the only thing we can really put on this that's worth putting on it is momentum for the first part of the Chaotic Rampage combo. So that's what we're doing here. But these two allow for an increase in damage, so we're obviously going to be using those. It just makes it that much better. For the axe, well, this is really the last one that matters. We're going to be putting momentum on Pride of the Frost, and you will see why here soon. But that momentum increase is going to be how we get our L1 plus triangle to activate in time, so we can do maximum damage. So for Freya, you need Noct Proficiency and Sigilant Punishment. You need these two, but the third one is mainly optional. However, the most impactful one is probably Reckless Empowerment. But I've just got Rune Engraved Release. You'll see here soon that it almost doesn't even matter. But yeah, that's what I'm doing for the accessories. For the Runic Summon, we have the Poison. It's the most important thing from Freya. This is how we get that Lunda buff. It's absolutely insane, and you have to time it too, which is the only downside. This is the only downside to the Runic Summon. You do have to time it perfectly. However, it doesn't take too long to master, just like this whole process, so you should be doing fine. Now for the sword, I'm rocking the Bifrost sword, however, it doesn't matter at all. She won't be using her sword in this build. Yeah, it's completely unnecessary. But yeah, now that we've gone over all the important stuff, let's go over how we actually kill this son of a bitch. We're going to be starting off with the axe. We're going to be holding triangle to build up that triangle attack. This is the best way to get some momentum and get some nice damage in the beginning. We're going to be using the R2 version of the attack, which is in the skills called something. Frozen Ascent, yeah, that's definitely it. Frost Awaken, that's the attack, that's the triangle attack. Going to be starting with Frost Awaken, and we're going to go straight into Frozen Ascent. We have momentum on this for obvious reasons. And after we do this attack, well, the best way to really get Frost Awaken is to have Kratos' axe on his shoulder, and then we want to call it by holding triangle. This will instantly Frost Awaken your axe. But if you don't do this and you're running towards her, you can simply just hold triangle and he will build up Frost Ascent really quickly as well. But so after you do that and you're running at her, the first thing you want to do is Frozen Ascent. Then you want to go into an R2 attack. Then you want to go into an R1. And then after that R1, you're going to be going into Pride of the Frost. Which is here. Which I showed you earlier. I'm going to showcase that real quick.
Good. I'll see you pay for what you've done.
Now we did get a little bit unlucky there. She popped a wing defense move. To be honest, I think I just did the combo too slow. I'm going to try it again. But yeah, usually that never happens. It's most likely because I press the buttons too slow, but let's try again. Yeah, so as you can see, when I did it properly that time, it completely worked. So that's how we're pretty much increasing our momentum to nearly max. After that, you're going to be going into a parry, and you're going to hit her with your axe. That is going to fully charge your L1 plus triangle ability, which you're going to be using on the blades, which we're benefiting the Muspelheim set from. Once you do that, like I showcased there, you will be doing the Valor Parry. That will give you a boost of strength. When you do the Valor Parry, you're pretty much going to be instantly holding square to use that Runic Summon from Freya to activate the poison. And once you come out of rage, you're going to instantly press R1, which is going to fully charge that L1 plus triangle, which is what I just said a few seconds ago. Once you do that, you're going to swap to the blades, or you're going to use your relic and then swap to the blades. And then you're going to L1 plus triangle your weapon, and then you're going to lunge in with this attack, and then you're going to start your chaotic rampage combo, which is this. I'm going to show this in action.
Good. I'll pay for what you've done. Asgard's blood is on you. I failed.
What you just saw is exactly how you destroy Gnar. In particular, that's going to work pretty much every single time, as long as you don't mess anything up on your side. But yeah, that's how you defeat Gnar really quickly. And yeah, I'm going to move on to the king now. Quick, I'm going to show you guys how my health is so low and how I keep it low. So what you do is you're going to equip a few cooldown attachments for your weapons so that you get your relic back faster, so that it doesn't take as long. You're going to equip the sacrificial health relic, and you're pretty much just going to use this over and over again until your health is as low as possible, and it should regen to this point that you see here on screen. Once you do this, you swap back to your relic once it is cooldown again, and then all you have to do is simply save, and you should, every time you load that save, have under 50% health. So you should never be able to lose the save, and you should always be able to keep that health low. And then all you have to do is simply save, and you should, every time you load that save, have under 50% health. Now for Hrolf. Hrolf is going to take a bit of, well, attempts to be able to take him out like how I showcased in one of my previous videos. He likes to run a lot, so it's going to take a bit of time to get that perfect run. But when you do, it's going to be glorious, and it's probably going to take less time than it would to actually defeat him if you're struggling. But your basic combo that we use on Gunnar is not, it's not going to work for the king. We're still going to use that same combo for the beginning, but afterwards we're going to have to hit him a few more times to increase that momentum, so that we can use the L1 plus triangle ability. So once you do that, the whole thing is pretty much the same. You do the parry, you do the poison, swap to your blades, realm shift, then you do your L1 plus triangle, then you leap into your chaotic rampage, and hopefully that should take him out. Hopefully he doesn't run away, but even if he does, you should be able to kill him, catch him and kill him. He pretty much has no chance as long as you, well, be as efficient as possible, and yeah, that's pretty much it for Hrolf.
Careful, brother. You're covered in light bar.
My kingdom.
Thank you, brother. Still not sure if that was justice or vengeance.
The two are not always at odds.
What do you intend to do with Skofnung now?